Please take your seats. I have the honour to introduce our platform party today. Dr. Orla Flynn, President, Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, Dr. Michelle Glacken, Vice President, Students, Teaching and Learning, Professor Graham Heaslip, Head of College Galway Mayo and Head of School of Engineering, Sarah Mohan, who is our President of the Galway Student Union and is also a member of the governing body. To the rear of the platform we also have Dr. Des O'Reilly, Head of Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering, Mary Rogers, Head of Department of Building and Civil Engineering, Carmel Brennan, Assistant Registrar, Jacinta Ryan, the ATU Admissions Manager. And to the right of the platform we welcome our academic staff, and we also welcome our honoured guest, Dr. Joseph Ryan, Chief Executive Officer of the Technological Higher Education Authority. Iram Professor Graham Heaslip, Ceann Cloiste chun an service brunta a oscailt. I call upon Graham Heaslip, Head of College, Galway, and Head of School of Engineering to open the conferring ceremony.
Fáilte gach duine chuig an searmóis bruntaine seo. Tá an áras orm a bheith ag an ócáid speisialta seo I bhfear an Ulster Technological on Atlantic. President Flynn, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to this conferring session for the 2024 engineering graduates. I'll extend my best wishes to the graduates later, but first I want to congratulate the parents and families here. As a parent myself, I know that putting your child through third level these days is no walk in the park. Some years ago I had a colleague who sent 2 kids through college even though neither he nor his wife attended university. He and his spouse were very proud of that accomplishment, as they should have been. But my colleague also used to say that from a financial perspective, the experience was like buying a new car every year and then driving it off a cliff. I should say that he always added that he would do it all over again in a minute. So well done to the mums, dads and the families. Congratulations to all graduates. You have worked very hard to get here today. Many of you began this journey 3 or 4 years ago, and I hope during that time you have developed new skills and knowledge that will take you to the next stage of your career. It is important that we remember what happened over the last few years. Some of you graduating today would have had your education disrupted by COVID, while all of you in the room would have been impacted in one way or another by the pandemic. This resulted in significant changes for everyone involved, staff and students, and required huge flexibility to achieve your objectives. While it was difficult to deal with at the time, it has also allowed you to develop skills that you didn't know you had, and also to build resilience to deal with the unexpected. I'm well aware that you wish to celebrate your success here today, so I'll keep my remarks short, as this day is all about you, the graduates. I thought I would use my few minutes today to make some suggestions, or maybe just 4 observations about the world and your lives after ATU. My qualification for making such suggestions or observations is the same as the reason that your brother or sister got to go to bed later. I'm older than you. All of what follows has been road tested, but past performance is no guarantee of future results. So firstly, nobody likes to fail, but failure is an essential part of life and of learning. The successful American football coach Vince Lombardi said, "If your uniform isn't dirty, you haven't been in the game. So keep trying, take risks." Forrest Gump said something about life and a box of chocolates and not knowing what you're going to get. Life is unpredictable. Any 22-year-old who thinks he or she knows where they will be in 10 years, much less 30, is simply lacking in imagination. Look at what happened to me. 3 decades ago, I was a junior army officer, about to take a career break and play professional rugby. After finishing playing professional rugby, I returned to the Defence Forces, where I was minding my own business, trying to think of good excuses for avoiding another parade. Years later, after teaching in different universities in Ireland and abroad, I arrived in ATU. So going back to Forrest Gump's insight, who wants to know the end of the story that's only in its early chapters? So graduates, don't be afraid to let the drama play out. Three, I'm not going to tell you that money doesn't matter because you wouldn't believe me anyway. But if you're part of the lucky minority with the ability to choose, remember that money is a means, not an end. A career decision based only on money and not on the love of the work or a desire to make a difference is a recipe for unhappiness. And finally, Call your mum and dad at least once in a while. A time will come when you'll want your grown-up, busy, hyper-successful children to call you. Also, remember who paid for your tuition. On a day as special as today, we often find ourselves remembering those who are no longer with us, but remain in our thoughts and spirit. It is important to remember the support that those no longer with us have provided. In particular, I'd like to mention our colleague in engineering, Brian Egan. He was a staff member in the Department of Mechanical and Industrial Engineering. Some of you have overcome personal adversity. Some of you have experienced difficult times, setbacks. So remember what Steve Jobs said. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Before I finish, I would like to thank a few people. To the faculty, thank you for the wonderful job you do. Your engagement and dedication is exemplary, and without your commitment to progress, we could not move ahead at the pace we need to. To the many support staff, thank you. These colleagues are the backbone of our daily lives, and without them, it would be impossible to get many tasks completed. To the families and friends sitting here today, thank you for the support you provided to help these graduates through their time in higher education. I have no doubt the role you play in their lives has been helpful and encouraging. Thank you to the many students who acted as class representatives and helped the Students' Union and myself in our work. And finally, to the graduates, I wish you every success on the road ahead and would ask you to please keep in touch with us. We want to keep in touch with you and share our news and stories, and hopefully you will come back and meet future students and share your life experiences with them as you begin your careers. I will finish by paraphrasing Bono. What are you willing to spend your moral capital, your intellectual capital, your cash, your sweat equity in pursuing outside of the walls of ATU? The world is more malleable than you think and is waiting for you to hammer it into shape. Thank you, enjoy your day, and the very best of luck.
Anish, Iram, an Dr. Orlan Elaine, Uachtaráin, Ulscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. Grada Mabrona, na Foglamori, a Bronan Ulscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic, Conna Crutha Sin, agus Iram, Dr. Liam O'Benaid, Las Uachtaráin, Ganohi Acadula, agus Clorhor, na Hirahor a Queer Láhar. Now I call upon Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, to confer awards on the learners presented by the Atlantic Technological University for that purpose. And I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the candidates.
The bhua an údarás atá díolsithe in Ulscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. Brunam leis a doctaní ar na fálamóí a bhaint amach an chaidán den na doctaní sin, agus iarm go gcuirfin na fálamóí sin I láthair cuam, chun go mroinnig mé a bar chéime orthu go fálamúil. By virtue of the authority vested in Atlantic Technological University, I hereby confer awards on the learners who have achieved the standard determined for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
Uachtaráin chur me láthair chuaid na hiarrthóirí seo leanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrútathe dleachta agus de bhachtaní ag le bhéle sé a seacht a hocht agus a né den chreach náisiúnta cáilíochtaí a bheith ceadathe ag Comhairle Acadúil Ulscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8 and 9 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been approved by the Atlantic Technological University Academic Council.
I call on Dr. Des O'Reilly, Head of Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering, to present the candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Engineering in Computer and Electronic Engineering, John O'Connell, in absentia. Bachelor of Engineering in Software and Electronic Engineering, Sean Conroy. Patrick Feeney, Duan Hassan, Dan Coscaranta, in absentia, Cian Murray, Gavin Walsh, in absentia. Bachelor of Engineering Honours in Software and Electronic Engineering, Enoch Abiodun, Michael Agbo, Dennis Costello, Shannon Fernandez, Owen Gallagher, Stephen Harney, Patrick Hessian, Ivo Kanya, Connor Keane, Alexander Kijevs, Ignaz Lozgo, Alan McKenna Patterson, Patrick Milkovich, Sarah Mitchell, Robert Muldoon, Connor Nguana, Nathan Perry, Johnson Shogbaika, in absentia. Now I ask the graduates of those programs in Software and Electronic Engineering to stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Noel Jones from the Department of Building and Civil Engineering to present the candidates from this department.
Department of Building and Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering. Ronan Beer, in absentia. Paddy Gannon. Rinat Heffernan, in absentia. Colm McDonough, in absentia. Danny McQuaid, in absentia. Bachelor of Engineering Honours in Civil Engineering, Cian Brennan. Rokas Brzezinskas. Michael Buckley. Alan Carr. Paula Compton. Gary Connolly. Ciara Coughlin. Miles Durkin. Shannon Edge. Michael Hughes. James Jennings. David Linehan. Dylan Morris. Sean Murphy. Brian O'Flaherty. Adam O'Reilly. Raymond O'Sullivan. Kieran O'Connor. Eric Onifray. Quaylen Quigley. Diego Ramos. David Schwartzky. Aaron Tansey. Ellen Ward. Jason Ward. Higher Diploma in Engineering and Civil Engineering, Ciara Breen. Mark Farrell, in absentia. Lorna Keane, in absentia. I ask the graduates of the Civil Engineering programme to stand for a round of applause. I call on Jared Nicholson to continue calling students from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science and Architectural Technology, Cottle Daly, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Architectural Technology, Fiacra Breslin, in absentia. Keenan Doyle, in absentia. Lucas Fernandez, in absentia. Bachelor of Science Honours in Architectural Technology, Leanne Barnacle. Cottle Daly. Daniele Quinaglia, in absentia. Jamie Doolan. Nathan Flatley. Stephen Grinham. Isla Hansberry. Richard McManus. Riade Mondul. Tyg O'Neill. Dara Wilson. I ask the graduates of the Architectural Technology programs to stand for a round of applause. I call on Michelle Fahy to continue calling students from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science in Construction Management, Éadón Ó Flaharta, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Construction Management, Declan Burke, in absentia. Christopher Conroy Conley. Connor Hackett, in absentia. Mikey Kenny, in absentia. Rory O'Donnell, in absentia. Luke O'Reilly, in absentia. Michael Shield, in absentia. Bachelor of Science Honours in Construction Management, Rory Burke. Bloheen Carney. Evan Connell. Nicholas Dunn. Cathal Finn. Niall Flanagan. Porrick Fury. Kieran Harnan. Evan Hunt. Patrick Keaton. Brian Lohan. David Mannion. Scott Mannion. Rory Monaghan. Gary Moran. Raymond Nevin. Thomas O'Dowd. Donal Parr. Sean Ryan. Fergal Sweeney. Dean Welby. I ask the graduates of the construction management programs to stand for a round of applause. I call on Lisa Dooley to continue calling students from this department.
Bachelor of Science in Quantity Surveying and Construction Economics. Shane Cummins, in absentia. Sean Egan, in absentia. Quiva Keating, in absentia. Jack Mitchell, in absentia. Shay O'Donoghue. Connor Parsons, in absentia. Brian Winter. Bachelor of Science Honours in Quantity Surveying and Construction Economics. Ryan Burns Sweeney. Finian Carlin. Mark Colleran. Jason Collins Mannion. Jamie Farrelly. Michael Figadero. Kristen Flaherty. Nevin Fowler. Liam Gallagher, in absentia. Keelan Galvin. Annie Harper. Aoife Heenahan. Paul Heenahan. Lewis Houlihan. Kenneth Hines, in absentia. Ronan Leahy, in absentia. Adam McDermott. Gary McDonough. Pierce McDonough. Paul McEnroe. Cian Murphy. Andy Nasons. Jamie O'Grady. Éanna O'Rourke. Gemma Williams. I ask the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Quantity Surveying and Construction Economic programmes to stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Shane Newell to continue calling names from this department.
Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Building Information Modelling and Digital Leadership, Stephen Burke, in absentia. Neuro Antonoli, in absentia. Steve Roach, in absentia. Philippe Gabriel Silva. Amila Wickramaricci. Master of Science in Building Information Modelling and Digital Leadership, David Burke. Kevin Martin. Master of Science in Circular Economy Leadership for the Built Environment, Martin Breen. So I'd like the graduates from the postgraduate programmes to stand and take a well-deserved round of applause.
I call upon the winners of the Academic Excellence Awards, and I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, with Dr. Graham Heaslip, Head of College Galway Campuses, Head of School of Engineering, to present the graduates with their awards. I call upon Dr. Des O'Reilly, Head of Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering, to call up the names of the award winners.
The following graduate has achieved the highest Academic Excellence Award within the Department of Electronic and Electrical Engineering. Bachelor of Engineering Honours in Software and Electronic Engineering, Shannon Fernandez.
I call upon Mary Rogers, Head of Department of Building and Civil Engineering, to call the name of the award winners.
The following graduate has achieved the highest academic excellence within the Department of Building and Civil Engineering. Bachelor of Engineering Honours in Civil Engineering, Ellen Ward.
Congratulations to the graduates of Atlantic Technological University 2024. I think that deserves a round of applause. In keeping with tradition, I would now ask the graduates to move the tassel to the left-hand side of your mortarboard. Iram Dr. Orlan Lyon, an Uachtarán, Crica Curlish, an O'Cade Shaw. I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, our President, to make the closing address.
Garmagad Chair. Díomh a chuir de galéir. Is mór na ordam fáilse chríúla chu roimh. Fáilse chuig Shermanos Bronta Chéma Ulscoil Technoliaachta in Atlantic I gcathair na Gaillimhe. Ladies and gentlemen, members of governing body, esteemed faculty members, proud families, honoured guests, and most importantly, you, our brilliant new graduates of ATU. Welcome to this morning's graduation ceremony, and a very special welcome to those of you who are joining us online. To the parents, families, guardians, friends joining us here today, thank you for entrusting us with the education of these exceptional individuals. Your support has played a huge role in their success. And as I look down on our new graduates, we've been applauding you here for the last half hour or so. I'd now like to ask you to stand and maybe face your supporters and give them a little round of applause as a Garamagav. A bulabus, please, for the supporters. You are now part of our growing family of alumni, and it was lovely to see many of you coming up wearing our pin today. And if you didn't get one, there'll be more available at the back afterwards. We will have graduated about 5,000 people by the end of this season, and that's a hugely positive impact on society, and especially in this region. In our 2.5 years of existence, ATU has been especially focused on the needs of the region, the needs of the people of the region. And the recent announcements that we will be providing programs in veterinary medicine and pharmacy are evidence of this commitment. And my thanks and congratulations, not just to those involved in that work, but those involved in all new program developments. And I know there'll be a lot more happening in the months and weeks ahead. However, to fully deliver on our promise to the region, we need to be given the full set of tools enjoyed by other universities in Ireland and across Europe. We need to be able to appoint professors. We need to be able to access funds to deliver essential facilities for our students and staff. And we need to be able to develop affordable student accommodation. And I am calling on those who hold the keys to use them to enable us to unlock our full potential and in turn the potential of the region. And speaking of potential and positive impact, I salute the dedication and resilience that each one of you has demonstrated throughout your academic journey. Today is a day of celebration, it's a day of reflection, and it's also a day of anticipation. It's a moment of great pride and joy for all of us here. It's a day to look back on the challenges that you've overcome, the growth that you've experienced, and the memories that you've made. And while many of you are already in the world of work, I encourage you to carry with you the values that we've tried to instill in you during your time here. Our new strategic plan, now on our website, lists our values as inclusion, respect, trust, ambition, collaboration, and innovation. And it is this spirit of innovation, the ambition to do your very best, but most of all, the importance of respect and community. These values will guide you through the challenges and triumphs that lie ahead. Society as a whole needs those qualities and values now, perhaps more than ever before. And to conclude, I want to thank all the staff involved in your ATU journey from the first moment you entered our doors right up until today, as well as to everyone who helped make today's ceremony so special. Congratulations again to our class of 2024, Gur Míle Mágaibh, Cogorda Sarish, agus Ganairi an Táliv Galéir. Gur Mágaibh.
I ask the Academic Award recipients, along with their guests and family, to come to the left-hand side of the stage after the ceremony for photographs. We hope that you've enjoyed the ceremony and get a chance to celebrate with family and friends and enjoy some Galway hospitality. Respected guests, academics, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of our technological university. I now request you all to rise for the closing recession while the conferring party, academic staff and invited guests leave the hall. Thank you.